Hey guys, it's Spike here with the Juggalovers. It is December 5th, Monday. Um, Heather did get her package. I don't know if she's going to show you guys what she got. She should, I think, tomorrow. I don't know if she's going to do it tonight. I doubt she will. But, yeah, hopefully she'll do it tomorrow. Um, yeah, it's getting really close, to when I'm going to see her. It's, I believe, in only tomorrow it'll be 10 days. Yeah, tomorrow it'll be 10 days. So, as you can tell, it's getting pretty close, you know. I mean, think about it. Next Friday, I'm going to see her. Like, to me, that just sounds crazy. Next fucking Friday. Like, that's not you know, that long of a period of time. Next Friday. That's not that far off. I mean, I don't know. It, it's astounding to me. Like, in a good way. I mean, it's actually happening next Friday. It's actually happening next Friday. Like, it's just getting more and more real to me. I'm actually gonna be there with her, you know. I don't know, you know. I just, in a way, it's like I'm starting to get these feelings of like I really hope she likes me. Like I really hope that she, you know, that I am what she hopes I am. I really hope that, you know, in person I'm the person that she, you know, I just hope that I don't end up like somehow disappointing her in person. I guess maybe that, you know, it's like I guess I'm just nervous on that. You know, and you know she's probably said she's a little bit, you know, worried and being all self-conscious, and you know it's funny because I think we both worry more about like ourselves than the other person. You know, we worry about like if we're gonna be good enough for the other person. I think we both kind of have that worry in a way. Um, So I mean, I don't know. It just seems like we both kind of have that concern. But you know, I know that I want to be with her, and I guess I just trust that, you know, she wants to be with me. Which, I mean, for me, that's a big step because of, you know, some of you might know some of the heartbreaks I've endured. So for me, that's a big step to be able to say, you know, that she really does love me, that she really does feel how she does. And I still do get concerned sometimes, you know. I will admit I have a tendency to take things the wrong way. And it's not because I don't believe her on things, it's because I've been hurt. I mean, it's because I know how that feels, you know, to have someone, to think someone loves you, to think someone appreciates you just the way you are, and then have them stab you in the back. And it fucking hurts, you know. And I mean, I think we've both experienced that, and it's just like, you know, it's a beautiful thing, I think, when people learn to let go and learn to let go and love. Let go of whatever concerns, whatever worries, if only for a moment, to just experience what love really feels like, you know? To just experience how it feels to love and be loved. And it's amazing. It really is. And you know, in fact, I'm so excited to see her. I don't, I really don't want people to make the, I really don't want people to make the mistake of thinking that it's only for superficial reasons. You know, the fact is that the physical should be, in my opinion, an expression of the emotional. be it kissing, cuddling, or making love. The physical, in my mind, should be an expression of the emotional feelings that are present. So if I emotionally feel for her, anything that would happen physically should be an expression of that. You know, and so, I will admit, I'm probably one of the first people to make jokes that, really highlight the things that are only important in a serious way. It highlights in a humorous way. But in a serious way, it's only important because the love is there. If the love weren't there, it wouldn't be anything. It might even be harmful if the love's not there. I'm going to admit something flat out. You know, I've never had any sort of. Well, I've never had sex before. I'll just say that. I have never had sex before. I've said that a couple times before, whatever. And I mean, I will admit it's because I haven't had opportunities necessarily, but it's more than that. I mean, I haven't wanted to I haven't tried to do it. Because I don't want it unless it's in the context of a loving relationship. And the reason I mentioned that, is because, to me that should be an act of love, and I have no interest in it being anything else. And if it were to happen in my life, and it wasn't an act of love, I could see that seriously hurting me. I could see myself feeling seriously hurt after that. And I think that it's not something that's, everything's over if, your first time or any time isn't an act of love. It's not the end of the world, because the fact is, in my opinion, it's not the first time. It's the rest of your life. One time might be the first time, but what's most important is not the first time you have sex, but more the first time you make love. Not even the first time you make love, but every time you make love. Because if it truly is love, every time should be important. Every time should mean everything. And that's what love really is, in my opinion. Now, that could mean every kiss. If you're truly in love, every kiss should be amazing in its own way. A peck on the lips doesn't have to be as romantic as, like kissing passionately under the starlight. It's not going to be. But, a peck on the lips should be special in its own way. Because it's an act of love. A hug is an act of love. And so it should be special in its own way. If you truly love each other. I just, being able to be with Heather is going to be amazing. I'm so happy I have Heather because, it seems like we understand each other. And sometimes it takes time, to be honest. Sometimes we both act out of fear. And it's understandable because we both have been hurt. But, I guess it's just beautiful to me to see how things, come from the chaos that we've both lived in into more and more of a sense of clarity and more of a sense of understanding and almost a sense of peace. And sometimes, you talk about the calm before the storm, but it seems like it's almost like a reversal of that. And I don't mean, what some people might be thinking. Um, so don't try to catch any insinuations that aren't present. But it seems like sometimes, things there has to be a misunderstanding in some cases for understanding to eventually take place. And that's not true of everyone or every situation. But if you're not originally in a place where you're able to understand, first you have to misunderstand before you can understand. And misunderstanding can be very uncomfortable sometimes. Um, Either way, either being misunderstood can be very frustrating. Um, and misunderstanding, you know, can be very frustrating too. Because you don't know whether you're misunderstanding or if you really should be as upset as you are at whatever it is. Or that it really is, something that shouldn't be. And sometimes it's hard to make those calls, especially when you've been hurt. And when you've been hurt, you're very careful to be understanding. Because when you've been hurt, you feel like if you're understanding, rather you're condoning mistreatment at times. And that's something that I feel sometimes. It's easy to mistake understanding someone's actions for condoning someone somehow mistreating you. Do not take this as me saying Heather's mistreating me. I know how people might construe this. Um, I not at all. Not at all. Don't even think that for a fucking second. But I guess what I mean is when you've been mistreated, it's easier for things to look like mistreatment when they're not. And I'm not trying to, put anything overly personal out on the table necessarily. I'm just trying to say that, seeing understanding shine through and seeing love um, be the decider for once. Seeing love be what matters for once it is just amazing to me. And I just feel so blessed to have Heather in my life, I just feel so happy that I have her, and I guess just being able to spend time with her and being able to know she's mine, and sometimes I'm not able to spend as much time with her as I'd like, and sometimes, um, I feel like my schedule, especially right now, is just sort of going completely crazy on me, but I just know it'll be okay, as long as I have her. As long as, yeah, as long as I have Heather, as long as I know that the love is really there, as long as I know that I love her and she loves me and that nothing can stop that. I know that, if we really act out of love, in the end, things will be exactly what they're supposed to be. And that I really believe that. So, yeah, it's Spike here. Peace out and much love, everybody. Love you, Heather.